Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit. Today I'm making a very hearty, meaty, and cheesy homemade lasagna. But this isn't your typical noodle lasagna. This is a low-carb lasagna made without any pasta that tastes as good or better than the real deal. It's really easy to make and very delicious. So let's get started. Let's start by making our meat sauce by adding mild Italian sausage and ground beef to a skillet over medium heat. Continue to break up the meat and cook until it's all browned. For a full printable copy of this recipe and many more, visit thewolfpit.com. Once all the meat is brown, remove it from the pan and drain all the excess grease. And then after it's drained, add it back into the pan, along with chopped onion and minced garlic. Give it all a good mix and let it cook for 2 to 3 minutes until the onions begin to sweat. Now add crushed tomatoes. Give it a good mix until everything's well combined and bring it up to a boil. And then reduce the heat to a simmer and let it simmer for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. While the sauce is simmering, let's make our cheesy noodles. In a large bowl, combine eggs, cream cheese, Italian seasoning, granulated garlic, and granulated onion. Now using a hand mixer, beat the eggs and the cream cheese for about 2 to 3 minutes. And then to the eggs and cream cheese mixture, add Parmesan cheese and mozzarella cheese. Now fold everything together. Once everything is well combined, pour it out onto a cookie sheet lined with a non-stick silicone mat and spread it out into an even layer. And now this goes into a preheated 375-degree oven for 25 to 30 minutes or until they're nice and golden brown. Now let these thoroughly cool for about 20 minutes. Now take a pizza cutter and cut the layer of noodles in half. And then cutting into the opposite direction, cut the noodles into 1.5 to 2 inch wide strips. And now the cheesy noodles should pull up just like this. And just to make life simple, I would definitely recommend using a silicone mat if you have one. And now let's build the lasagna. By starting off with a layer of the meat sauce on the bottom, and now a layer of the cheesy noodles, now spread out a thin, even layer of ricotta cheese, a layer of mozzarella cheese, now repeat that same process one more time. Meat sauce, the cheesy noodles, the ricotta cheese, and the mozzarella cheese. And as you can see on this layer, once the ricotta cheese warmed up a bit, it spread a whole lot better. And now for the last layer, more meat sauce. One final layer of cheesy noodles. Now top that off with the remaining meat sauce. Now this goes into a preheated 375-degree oven for 35 to 45 minutes. Once it's nice and bubbly, add a layer of mozzarella cheese. Followed by a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Now this goes back into the oven for 10 to 15 minutes until the cheese is nice and golden brown and bubbly. Now let it rest for about 15 minutes before serving. And there you have it, a very hearty, meaty, and cheesy homemade lasagna that had I not made it myself, I would have eaten it, asked for more, and never known or cared that it didn't have noodles in it. So if you're living a low-carb or ketogenic lifestyle and lasagna was previously off limits, now you can enjoy the full satisfaction of a very rich and delicious homemade, noodleless, low-carb lasagna. Even if you're not on a low-carb or ketogenic diet, this lasagna is still super simple to make and absolutely delicious. Today, I'm making a low-carb supreme pizza. That's right, you can still have pizza on a low-carb diet, and there's absolutely no flour of any kind and no cauliflower in the crust. This is real easy to make, and I cannot believe how much it tastes just like pizza with a flour crust. So let's get started. Let's get started by making the crust, or faux dough. In a large bowl, combine 4 large eggs with Italian seasoning, granulated garlic, granulated onion, and full-fat cream cheese. Now using a hand mixer or stand mixer, mix until everything is smooth. For a full printable copy of this recipe and many more, visit thewolfpit.com. Once everything is smooth and well combined, add freshly grated Parmesan cheese and freshly grated mozzarella cheese. Now give it a good mix until everything's well incorporated. Now spread the mixture out on a cookie sheet lined with a silicone nonstick mat. You want to smooth it out into a nice even layer. And you want to smooth it out all the way to about 1 inch from the side of the pan to allow for a little bit of expansion. Now this goes into a preheated 375-degree oven for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, the crust is turned nice and golden brown, and now we can build our pizza. Now I'm going to use the Rose pizza sauce, the same sauce I used in my last pizza video, and it only has 1 carb per serving, and it's really good. And you can add as little or as much pizza sauce as you like. After all, you are the boss of your pizza sauce. Now start adding the toppings. And like I said, I'm going to be making a supreme pizza, so I'm going to be adding a lot of meat and a lot of vegetables, but you make your pizza the way you like it. I'm going to start with a layer of pepperoni, followed by a layer of cooked Italian sausage, Virginia smoked ham, crispy fried bacon, and finally some cooked ground beef. And now a very light layer of freshly grated mozzarella cheese. Obviously, I'm going very light on the cheese on top since the crust is cheese. I'm just adding just enough cheese to hold everything together. And now for the veggies. I'm going to start off with some diced onion, bell pepper, and mushrooms. And if I had my druthers, I would add black olives and anchovies too, but my wife and daughter don't like them, so I made the sacrifice for them. Now this goes back into a 375-degree oven until the cheese is melted and nice and bubbly and the crust is nice and golden brown. Doesn't that look like a real crust pizza? It definitely smells like one. It smells incredible. And there you have it, a low-carb, supreme pizza with all the taste and goodness of a real pizza. Yes, I know, I should not be cutting the pizza on the silicone mat, but it's the same mat that I used when I cut the lasagna noodles and ruined it then, so it's already ruined, so I'm going to continue to cut on it until it falls apart. I want to be 100% honest with you guys. Had I not made this pizza myself, I would have had no idea this crust was not real. The pizza itself was absolutely delicious, just like eating a regular pizza. And believe it or not, the outside crust was crispy.
Thank you all very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.